Welcome back. There's a call for help in Oudtshoorn in the Southern Cape, where about 81 homes have been damaged by a storm. Around 100 people have been displaced following heavy rains and floods. Trees were ripped out in the storm. And let's take you live now to eNCA's Monique Mortlock, who is tracking that story. Great work there, Monique, in helping us put together a picture of the devastation wrought on by this storm. Earlier on, you were in front of one of the houses. I see now you are at a cemetery. What happened there?
Yes, I wanted to show you just the extent of the storm and the damage that it caused. You mentioned those trees that were ripped out. The municipality says at least 24 trees were ripped from its roots. A little earlier, as you mentioned, I was standing outside a home in Hope Street where two massive bloekom trees fell on that home, destroying it. But the family members made it out just in time. The municipality saying there haven't been any fatalities or injuries caused by the storm. I'm going to ask my colleague Temba to show you where we are at the moment. We're at the Oudtshoorn cemetery where I see at least 4 or 5 trees just in front of me that have been blown over. Some of them have landed on top of people's graves, and some graves also being a bit damaged in the process. And this is just one section of Oudtshoorn where the storm just ravaged parts of Oudtshoorn. A little later we're going to an informal settlement just down the road where some people lost their homes and many of their belongings. Some of the residents that we've spoken to saying it wasn't only the wind that was a problem, but also the hail and some flash floods in some parts. As we've seen just driving around Oudtshoorn, we saw some roads that were still quite flooded and with cars just having to maneuver around it or through it. And the municipality is saying that while they're still assessing the damages, and it's difficult at this point to assess just how much it's going to cost the municipality, because as we saw a little earlier, they are still in the process of helping those residents whose homes were damaged, especially where trees fell on the homes, because it is quite a process removing those trees and then clearing the rubble from in and around the properties of those residents.
Sure. So, Monique, I know that as you say, the assessment is still being done by the municipality, and without trying to preempt and trying to play experts in terms of disaster management, from what you can see and from the conversations you've been having with the municipality, does this look like a situation that could require measures over and above what the municipality can offer in terms of the disruption that it has brought on people's lives? 81 homes damaged, and also about 100 people who are displaced. Does it look, is there a suggestion that it could require the efforts of other arms of government?
What it looks like is that the municipality is not shying away from just accepting any help that it can from humanitarian relief organizations like Gift of the Givers, who have sent down some parcels which has been distributed to affected families whose homes were damaged and who had to be housed at the De Jager Sports Complex temporarily. Those families have since been able to return to their homes just so that they can start with mopping up operations and cleaning the debris from their homes and just assessing what's going on there. But the municipality said that they have been tracking the movement of the weather cycle, as it were, especially in light of the floods that we saw in George, not too far from this area. Those flash floods took place in George about 2 weeks ago, and because of that, the Oudtshoorn municipality was prepared in the eventuality of the storm moving down here and it then causing maybe damages in areas where the drainage system might not be working as accurately. So the municipality said they were keeping track and they informed people ahead of time, and that's why they were able to act quickly in helping where they could and in providing emergency accommodation to those families that needed it. Those families, as I mentioned, have since been able to go back home, and we will be touching base with some of of those households a bit later.
All right, thank you for that. That's eNCA's Monique Mortlock out in Oudtshoorn reporting on that. Look out for more of her reporting throughout the day here on eNCA.